Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Turbulence. I'm here on the CBS News Network for a 60 Minutes interview with a very special guest. I'm joined here by Leland King Fawcette. He is currently running for the up-and-coming 2036 presidential election.
Thank you very much, Mr. Turbulence, for that amazing introduction. I do have to say I am quite honored to be here on your show.
Well, I was really shocked when you agreed to do this interview. We don't really get many presidential candidates coming onto our show. Most of them like to keep their, presidential doings up to secrecy. So, why don't you just tell us why you agreed to do this interview with us?
Yeah, no problem. The reason why I decided to do this interview with, 60 minutes and really get down and dirty with you is because I feel as if I've been blowing off the American people when it comes to really showing them who I am as a human being. Usually I'm talking myself up, or I'm in an exotic land, or I'm kissing babies and shaking hands. I've really had no time just to sit down and explain to them who I am as a person, what my true political feelings are, and what my goals for the future will be. So you know what? I just feel as if this was the perfect opportunity for me to just sit down and talk to my beautiful voters who will vote for me in the 2036 election.
Absolutely. I totally understand. Well, tonight we have quite a few questions here, and, I just want to run them by you. So without further ado, let me start with my first one here.
Go ahead and ask your questions, because I'll tell you this right now, I'm not going to flinch, twitch, and roll away like my other political opponents. I'm an open book.
Well, for starters, I think the American people want to know, who is Fawcette?
Hi there! My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, greetings everyone, your future president is speaking. He's blonde-haired, green-eyed, 6 foot tall, and his legal name is leaking. I'm celebrating prematurely just like ejaculation because I know for a fact that I'm winning across the nation. So you better pack it up just like you're bringing school lunch because Fawcette's gunning for office and he's got it pack-a-punched. I'm running for the American people and not the perks. I'm addicted to this race like I'm just fiending for some perks. If you're thinking of running against me, here's a tough pill to swallow. You're boring like the ground while I am flyer than a swallow. But don't go losing your hedges like the horseman from Sleepy Hollow. If you want to become better, I'm the example you should follow. Hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, they got it all twisted just like testicular torsion. If they think I'm getting pulled out of this bitch like an abortion, politics is all I know. So you better come to terms with the fact I'll be serving not 1, but 3 terms. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Who even is Fawcette? Can you really count on this politician? Man, you can bet all your chips on this wager just like you're playing blackjack. And I'll make your pockets fat as fuck like Jack Black. I'm here to multiply our wealth. I ain't here to cause division. America's future's a little blurry. I got the vision for a brighter day underneath my whole administration. But in order to do that, I must introduce myself to the nation. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, time is of the essence like an evanescence clock, and they're gonna have to bring me back to life when my heart stops on Tuesday, November 4th in the year 2036, when out of the 50 states I'll end up winning 36. I'll end up winning this election and leave it victorious. I won't feel the pain of defeat just like Oscar Pistorius. My win's gonna be big, my nickname should be notorious, and when you hear the crowd in January, they'll be uproarious. They'll be celebrating like Prince in 1999, cause they support the candidate born in 1999. All ages will support him from 19 to 99, and even in the White House who'll be carrying loaded 9. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, hi there. My name is Fawcette, and I'm just about the greatest candidate that y'all can get. Better stop now, or you will regret running against me because I'm the next president-elect. So, It's not worth running against me, man. You know? You should quit now. Yeah. 2036. Leland King Fawcette.
Wow, that was a rather explosive way to start this interview. Well, now that we know a little bit about who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit about your ambitions for the office of the president?
You know, every politician has an idealistic view of who they'll be and what they'll do in office, but there's only one thing I can promise you. During my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, when I become president, you will not need to rob, because I will give everyone in America a job with better benefits, better work, and some better pay. Under my administration, we will see some better days. West Virginia, I'm gonna reopen the coal mines while reducing our carbon emissions at the same time. And to show you I'm compassionate, to show you that I care, I'm gonna give every American some free health care. While we're at it, why don't we give them some free college? How are we supposed to solve them problems without any knowledge? Cause this country got a lot of them, and boy, I sure can list them. But for starters, let's band together and reform the whole justice system. Because just like a wet floor with no sign, that thing's a hazard. Or like vaping nicotine at 15, that's a biohazard. And since I'm the first politician to care about your health, let's dismantle it together. I can't do it by myself, cause during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, I've said it once, and I'll say it until my dying day. I'm gonna finally shut down Guantanamo Bay, cause honestly, America has way too much beef with Cuba, so I'm gonna move it somewhere nicer, like maybe Aruba. But if you think we're paying for it, you must be smoking crack, cause I'm repealing the 16th Amendment. It is not coming back. It's morally wrong to tax your income and your way of life. You should be saving that money for you and your lovely wife. Speaking of which, it's time to pay women to have more kids. How will I get the money? I'll just tax the hell out of libs who say children are a burden to me and the environment. But tell me, who will take care of you after your retirement? All of America will soon become short-staffed, all because selfish fucking women couldn't handle the shaft. You're only pro-birth, you're not pro-life. Hold 'em, not so fast. Did anybody tell you I'm also ending the draft? Cause during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, I know I'll get worldwide hate just like I'm Pitbull, but I'm gonna personally euthanize every pit bull in America, and I don't care if they're your pet, cause it's quite possibly the most dangerous dog you can get. Go ahead and get yourself a pug, a retriever, or a beagle, and while I'm at it, why shouldn't I just make fentanyl legal in the land where all you need is paper to get a Desert Eagle? You should be able to OD while driving a Buick Regal. You know who's the most oppressed group in these United States? Drunk drivers. You know it's sad when really all it takes is a couple beers and driving through a couple school zones for them to get arrested and never again see their home. So for all my fellow booze cruisers, I'll bring you a glimmer of hope. I'm repealing school zones and DUIs, and this ain't a joke. And for all the 40-year-old virgin men, relief is coming soon, cause under my administration, you'll be given free poon. During my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So, during my campaign, I will not make an empty promise. I will do everything that I say, and I'm just being honest. When I get elected, you know that I'm really gonna be on it, and I'm gonna do it super fast like my nickname was Sonic. So,
Mr. Fawcett, you said you want to legalize fentanyl, make pussy mandatory, and euthanize every pit bull in America? Why? Do you stand by that?
100% without a doubt, wholeheartedly, and with the utmost assurance. I promise you I'll be able to deliver these promises to the American people.
Do you think you could truly deliver on that promise?
Absolutely, because my fellow politicians are like Chinese women driving. You can't trust them to do even the simplest of things.
What exactly do you mean by a Chinese woman driving? Is that like a metaphor or something?
I would rather trust a fucking Chinese woman driving because at least I know there is a small chance of us surviving. These politicians want to enslave us and keep us from thriving, but they lie to you like they don't because they are so conniving. So I would rather trust a fucking Chinese woman driving because at least I know there is a small chance of us surviving. These politicians want to enslave us and keep us from thriving, but they lie to you like they don't because they are so conniving. So war with China's at the front door, ding dong, and they still want to act like we're friends with the ching chong, and that's because China's fucking lining our senators' pockets while those communists are quietly aligning the rockets. The only time I like being lied to is when I'm getting laid. Other than that, I want to know if anyone's getting paid to spread misinformation and say that everything's alright. And the next thing you know, America's playing Fortnite. But in real life, I'm not talking about on Xbox because China wants a fight and guess what? They're ready to box. But this ain't a battle royale, you'll be put straight in a box. They'll take you out and you won't be given a leftover box. But guess what? Your face will be plastered right all over Fox while you're lying face first in a ditch fucking choking on rocks. Cause your stupid ass started swallowing the government's cock and fought for your country thinking you were as brave as a hawk. So here's some words of advice. If you really value your life, stay away from politics and stay away from all the strife. They only care about their pockets, they don't care for your wife. And if they could legally, they'd send you to an afterlife that I'm pretty sure that they don't really fucking believe in. They act a lot like Journey cause they don't want you to stop believing every word, every lie, every quote, and every single fibbery so they can achieve their main goal of taking away your liberty. I would rather trust a fucking Chinese woman driving because at least I know there is a small chance of us surviving. These politicians want to enslave us and keep us from thriving, but they lie to you like they don't because they are so conniving. So I would rather trust a fucking Chinese woman driving because at least I know there is a small chance of us surviving. These politicians want to enslave us and keep us from thriving, but they lie to you like they don't because they are so conniving. So
okay, Mr. Fawcett, did you just use a racial stereotype to get your point across?
no, that wasn't a stereotype, just women are bad drivers in general.
Should I be concerned for you?
Like concerned for my safety, concerned for my mental health, concerned for my bank account, because I'll tell you this right now, all three of those things are absolutely fantastic. Listen, the American people want a guy like me, they love a guy like me, and frankly, they need a guy like me. I tell it like it is, and that's why every single person is going to vote for me in the 2036 election. You don't need to worry about me, honey.
Well, I mean, all right, I guess. Next question. You say everyone in America is going to vote for you. How are you going to secure the Latino vote? Because from where I'm standing right now, Mr. Fawcett, the polls are not in your favor, especially after that Chinese woman driving charade you've just done.
I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from and give them a small sliver of hope. And they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcett is the GOAT. So I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from and give them a small sliver of hope. And they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcett is the GOAT. So yo tengo un mensaje para todos mis votantes. No has visto este tipo de presidente antes, quien es muy considerado y conoce sus palabras, mientras que el resto de oponentes necesita relabas. And even when they figure out what to say, they stutter like a babbling baby. They should just go back to their mother, like how Southerners want you to just go back to your country. But I'll tell you this right now, you should just shut up, you fucking honky. Who else is gonna cut our hair, grow our crops, and make our food? I know it's not gonna be me. I am not in the mood to hop on a big green tractor like my name is Jason Aldean and slave away in the fields, if you know what I mean. So I'll let Ricardo and Eduardo stay in Colorado and give them a work visa and a brand new Silverado so they can drive to the fields and work with the shit-eating grin, cause they're them making $7.25 an hour's a win, ha!
Because, I mean, it just feels right to have them work the fields, you know? They already want to work hard, and they're already brown. The dirt's brown. It's almost like they were just made for this kind of work. It's almost like a match made in heaven.
I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from and give them a small sliver of hope. And they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcett is the GOAT. So I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from and give them a small sliver of hope. revolt, and they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcette is the GOAT, so I'm sorry if that last verse got you a little tense, but those are the things liberals say behind their white picket fence. They'll stab you in the back, but smile right to your faces, all because their biggest fear is being called racist. Now I really know how I'll get the Latino vote. For one, I'll stop threatening beaners to send them on the boat by a white man with a gun wearing an immigration blazer, all because I want a fearmonger for my next fundraiser. What kind of fucking sicko does that kind of stuff to a person? Personally, I think that kind of behavior is worse than blatantly saying you're not welcome here and kicking them out of the town, because at least I know what the fuck you're about. So I implore you this November, when you go out and vote, not to vote like a sheep and instead vote for a goat that'll chew out his opponents just like a field full of grass, or else they'll take it to the border and just kick out your ass.
This is not a message of hate. This is just a warning. They will kick you out the day you rebel against them and stop giving them money. They're just allowing you to live here because you keep giving them votes and money, you idiots.
I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from, and give them a small sliver of hope. And they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcett is the GOAT, so I know how I'm gonna secure the Latino vote. I'm gonna stop threatening to send their ass back on the boat, back to where they came from, and give them a small sliver of hope. And they're gonna celebrate and say that Fawcett is the GOAT, so you know, there's a special place in hell for people that use Latinos for money and their votes. It's like the bottom boiler of hell. Bro, if you're here legally, you can't get kicked out, so stop having them boss you around. Oh, white man gon' get you, white man gon' get you. Shut the fuck up, fucking idiot.
Mr. Fawcett, after you've answered our last two questions, I feel afraid of you, and I definitely do not think you should be in charge of America's nuclear arsenal. What do you have to say about that?
Don't say that N-word. Don't say that N-word.
What word exactly?
You know the exact word I'm talking about.
I don't think I do, and I'm also scared to ask you to clue me in.
If you're so scared, let me go ahead and say it on national television.
Sir, we're on live television. You can't.
What starts with N, ends with an R, and if you say it as a politician, you're barred from every institution for inciting violence. And when you say it, the whole world stands in silence. Most people are afraid to say it out loud, but I ain't afraid to say it in a black crowd. So here you go. If you haven't figured, the word I shouldn't say is fucking nuclear. Nuclear, nuclear. That's right, nukes. Whenever I hear that word, I just want to fucking puke. These politicians nowadays just no longer want to shoot. Instead, they just want to hit the red button and then watch the world go poof, and then watch the world turn into a fucking cloud of dust. I would rather 360 no-scope some guys like we're on Rust. I'm paranoid nowadays. I just do not know who to trust, but I can assure you my nuts and dick aren't the only things that bust. So my fellow politicians, haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. It's not the 1950s, man. Haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. My fellow politicians, haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. It's not the 1950s, man. Haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. I heard this advice from my Uncle Tom. Boy, you better not be playing with bombs, guns, or knives when you get older, cause Lockheed Martin only cares about shareholders. Now, I thought he was crazy for that simple advice, but now people all around are itching to splice atoms and turn them into smaller particles, which they'll use to turn people into smaller particles. They want to play with some nukes just like it's 1950, cause many men want to see us dead just like our name is 50. But with all this warmongering, I don't think I will reach 50, because every day on my timeline I just see about 50,000 people on Twitter calling for us to bomb a nation with these nukes and do it with absolutely no hesitation. And these politicians support it. They're begging for induction, but let's see how tough they are with mutually assured destruction. So, my fellow politicians, haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. It's not the 1950s, man. Haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. My fellow politicians, haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word. It's not the 1950s, man. Haven't you heard? It's no longer cool to say the fucking N-word.
Putin uses the N-word. I call it the N-word. He uses the N-word, the nuclear word, all the time. That's a no-no. You're not supposed to do that. He uses it on a daily basis. And everybody's so afraid, so afraid, so afraid. And as they're afraid, he uses it more and more. That's why he's doing the kind of things he's doing. He's doing them because he thinks nobody's going to ever attack us because they're all stupid and they're afraid to talk about it.
I totally agree with you.
Whew. You almost got me fired on that one, sir.
Why would you get fired? What N-word did you think I was talking about?
Next question. Now, every president has to have a significant other that is willing and able to back them on their campaign. What does your wife have to say about your political ideology?
Wife?
Yes, sir, your wife.
I don't know who told you that, but I don't have a wife.
Oh, my mistake. So you must be single then.
No, I've been with my partner since 2015.
What do you mean?
Have you ever been hated or discriminated against? I have. I've been protested and demonstrated against ever since the year 2008. And as of late, it seems like everyone is looking for a reason to hate. All this commotion, emotion is aimed right at my devotion of me. Loving my husband, I blow him off and keep going. I'm taking nothing from no one. Being gay long as I'm breathing. Fuck my husband's butt in the morning, suck him off in the even. Leaving with a taste as sour as vinegar in my mouth. They love me in the north, but they hate me in the deep south. But let them pout, I'll never let them scare me off my route. They don't have to fuck around with me for them to come find out what I'm about. But I think I've made it extremely clear. The only things I want in this world is power and a rear of a man I love from the absolute bottom of my heart. You think I'm a normal queer? This isn't even the start. I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm coming out the closet. I've always been up in the closet and I don't know if y'all done noticed, so that's why I'm coming out and that's why I wrote this. I'ma expose it. I'll take you back to 2002, before I ever was incredibly attracted to dudes. I was a baby, maybe nay, I was a wee little lad, up in the living room being kissed on the lips by my dad. Then he split, and I know for a fact he kissed me goodbye, cause ever since that day I've been really attracted to guys. I look at Bo, and I couldn't picture leaving his side, even if I hated him. I'd grit my teeth and I'd try to make it work with him, at least for the sake of the whole gay community, because we are oppressed and we need to stand up in unity. I've done some stupid shit, no doubt it was dumb, but the smartest shit I did was take his dick and suck all his cum, cause I would have lost him, and I would have been a lonely man. It's my life and I wanna be the ruler of this great land. I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm coming out the closet. Now I would never say I'm gay just to get recognition. I just wanna bring some light to my unusual condition. But put yourself in my position. Just try to envision witnessing not being able to cream pie him in the kitchen, bitching that someone's in our front yard and all of our mails missing. Trying to take a picture of me and my cute husband just kissing. My whole life I was made to believe I was straight when I wasn't, till I grew up. Now I blew up. It makes you sick to your stomach, does it? Wasn't it the reason that you're questioning me? So you can try to justify the way you treat me. But guess what? Y'all getting older now and it's cold when y'all lonely, but y'all can't get no bitches now. I got a husband that blows me and you should see him in the bedroom. He's big and he's beautiful and we have some crazy sex and it's never the usual. See, what hurts me the most is you won't admit you were wrong, so I'll be calling the love of my life at the end of this song.
Mr. Fawcett, are you taking a phone call?
What does it look like I'm doing, stupid?
Mr. Fawcett!
Shut up. Let me talk to you.
We're on live television. Can we get this guy off the air?
Hey, babe, what's up?
Cut the commercial
nothing
break.
much. What you doing right now?
No, I was about to start stroking my shit, but...
Oh, without me?
Sir,
Damn, that's a shame.
Please hang up
Hey,
the
listen,
phone.
I just called you up because they're doing that thing again where they're saying that, we ain't together, we ain't married, none of that shit.
They don't think we're together?
They
Have you come out yet?
I mean, I just did one, but his jaw's dropped. He's in disbelief right now.
He believed he saw what we were doing last night.
Oh, God.
That's right, babe.
Nobody disproved that.
Oh,
Especially
God.
after what I bought you 3 weeks ago that you was wearing.
Oh, God. Sir,
Maybe
sir,
you
please.
could wear it next time I bring you on the debate stage, because he's definitely wanting to see who you are and ask you a couple questions.
Can we get this guy off the air?
I mean, I don't know if I can wear that. That gets me bricked up.
Oh, trust me, you'll have no problem wearing it. This guy right here is ugly as fuck. You'll be flaccid in 5.2 seconds, babe. But once I lock eyes with you, we're gonna have to go backstage. Anyways, I just want to let you go because I wanted to prove to them that you're the love of my life and I'd suck the cum out your nuts any day of the week.
All right, babe.
All right, I'll talk to you later, sweetie. Bye-bye.
There.
Does that satisfy your fucking sick curiosity?
Well, after that, I don't know what to say. In fact, I'm honestly quite curious myself. Not in that way. We have some photos here with you, Mr. Fawcett, with some women. Care to explain these away?
You know, I've never found women really attractive. But as with all things, we all have our one exception.
Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. Honestly, man, where do I begin? Bleach blonde hair and sun-kissed skin, cream-colored nails to match with the Stanley. Who knew a girl can make you feel so manly? Here's a list of the things I like. It's an invite when they say take a hike. Their hair is real, it's not a Weaver wig. And when we want to get drinks, we go to Swig. Orange and curvy, just like a crush. When it comes to them, I sorta have a crush. It comes from a place of love, not lust. All other girls can't just bite the dust. Cause compared to them, girl, you're a snack. Like crumble cookies, I want a pack of 12 of y'all, just like a dozen. 12 queens in the beehive, let's get to buzzin'. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. Florida girls dress like hobos while Utah girls dress like bohos with floral dresses and wide brim hats. Fashion don't get much better than that. If I had to describe them, I'd use the word full head, full body, and a full soul. They know how to read, they aren't dyslexic, and they are so far from anorexic. Milk and chicken did not miss them. Staying single, I'm trying to miss them. They praise Jesus Christ like they miss him, but when he comes back, they will not miss him. Cause they're patient and really devout. Their faith in God is without a doubt. Your girl's on your nerves and on your temple, while my girls are posted up in the temple. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl with a bubbly voice and big blonde curls. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl. I'm not trying to sound like a creep, but there's something when you off-road your Jeep that turns me on and revs up my engine. I'm being real, I'm through with pretending. With big blue eyes and a voice like silk, it ain't gonna be hard to turn you into a MILF. Let's stock up on Similac and milk and have 9 blonde kids just like corn silk. Cause you're so unique and I'm trying to make copies. If you were a car, you'd be a Bugatti. I'll be your Clyde if you'll be my Bonnie while I run for president like Mitt Romney. You got me floating like Chris Angel, cause y'all ain't women, y'all are some angels. Your ex trash talking, I know he ain't. I'll go straight to his door like a Latter-day Saint. Honestly, I've been around the world. Ain't nothing better than a Utah girl.
Guys,
with a bubbly voice and
I'm
big
telling you,
blonde
you should
curls.
just
Ain't
dump your
nothing
girl right now
better
and
than a
move to the
Utah
801.
girl. Honestly,
We got
I've
too
been
many
around
tens
the
walking
world.
around
Ain't
without a man
nothing
on their
better
side.
than a Utah girl with a
We
bubbly
need some music
voice
come
and
out
big
here,
blonde curls. Ain't
or else I'm gonna
nothing
take 2 or
better
3
than a
with me.
Utah girl.
You know, man, they're all perfect. They're all 10s. It doesn't matter what college they be in, you know? BYU, UVU, USU, U of U. The only thing bigger than my crush on these girls is their humongous foreheads. It's okay, I still love you though. You should hit me up sometime. My phone number is 310-800-1738. Anyways, what's the next question?
Actually, Mr. Fawcett, we're going to have to restructure this interview just a little bit. So we're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hi, have you or a loved one been molested by your local neighborhood drag queen? My name is Shaquisha, and I've been court-ordered to give you this public service announcement. If you've been molested by your local neighborhood drag queen, you may be entitled to some financial compensation if you are in a minority group. These groups include, but are not limited to, Hispanics, Blacks, Asians, and yes, even Armenians. Due to a new bill passed in the Senate, which is supported by your future 2036 president, any drag queen that molests you without consent is required to pay up to 0.1 Bitcoin as restitution without the possibility of jail time, because, money talks. And if you are a drag queen, you are also required by law to join the National Drag Queen Registration List. And if you move into a new neighborhood, you are required by law to let your neighbors know that you are, in fact, a drag queen. If you think you qualify, call 310-800-1738 to speak to one of our drag queen molestation specialists. Once again, that number is 310-800-1738. Hi. Is your child not doing good in school, getting bad grades, not talking to any chicks, Adderall's not working, Vyvan's not working, you tried Ritalin, but that makes your kid fucking crazy? Are they depressed, suicidal, lonely? Try fentanyl. We got the largest supply of fentanyl in the nation. We got fentanyl pills. We got fentanyl walk. We got fentanyl Flintstone gummies if your child does fancy that kind of thing. So come on down to Frank and Freddy's Fentanyl, America's second oldest pediatric fentanyl dispensary since 2027, located at 2414 Del Isle Court.
Hey there. Is your life not doing too good? Did you lose everything in the 2032 crypto mega crash? Did your semi-bionic Ukrainian mail-order wife leave you over your inability to stop hating the very being of your existence? Well then come on down to Sullivan's Assisted Suicide. We got a wide array of semi-automatics, shotguns, and for you fat tubs a lot out there, we even got 50 caliber sniper rifles. No need to sign any Form 4473s or get your gun license. Just pay the cleaning fee. That's right. A one and only and hopefully last cleanup fee you'll ever need. If our 50 caliber can't offer you in one shot, then the cleanup fee is waived. That's right, it's free. So come on down to Sullivan's, located at 1100 Congress Ave, Austin, Texas 78701. And hey, registered Democrats get 20% off their cleaning fee.
And we're back. Thank you, Mr. Fawcette. Now, you say that you like both men and Utah girls, so how do you feel about men who can't get either or?
I speak facts and logic like my name is Ben Shapiro. The amount of bitches that you'll ever have is truly zero. Yes, I speak facts and logic like my name is Ben Shapiro. The amount of money that you'll ever make is truly zero. I can tell you I'm not Jewish, but the drip is real. And I can tell you that facts don't really care how you feel. Get a parent, talk to her, you little wimpy B-word. Or you're playing with yourself tonight and not with her P-word. I know you sadly can't find a way to pleasure your girl's right, but if she gets with me, she'll be like my politics. Alright, cause we'll be giggling like children, but fucking like adults. I'll have her up all night like we're watching election night results. Do you have ED or something? You should see the doc, cause you should have seen how happy your girl was to see my cock. I truly wish this next line had a little bit of sarcasm, but can you please try harder next time to give your girl an orgasm?
Oh shit, what the fuck? My fucking ear! Come on! Get up, pussy!
I know you're not a boxer, but that was a radical left. Thank God I brought my gun and I'm shooting till there's nothing left. You should stop yelling for the police and stop trying to run. Did you forget what happened last year? They lost all their funds. You thought by doing that you'd make it safer for other races, but instead you're crying on the ground out here. There's no safe spaces, and while I should just kill you and have you crying out for more, I have things to do like using liberal tears to go mop my floors, cause I speak facts and logic like my name is Ben Shapiro. The amount of bitches that you'll ever have is truly zero. Yes, I speak facts and logic like my name is Ben Shapiro. The amount of money that you'll ever make is truly zero.
So, Mr. Fawcett, you make fun of the average American man who can't get laid, who can't reproduce, and who can't settle down. Why is that?
Because honestly, I don't subscribe to the fact that they say they can't get laid. If all their ancestors looked exactly like them, what is their excuse? I mean, seriously, you have all your teeth in your mouth, you're not disabled physically, think about it, you may be a little slow mentally, but hey, listen, even retards have kids. So I just don't subscribe to the fact that, dating's harder nowadays. It's just men are sissy pussy ass bitches that can't go ahead and tuck their dick in between their legs and actually go talk to a woman.
And why do you think that?
Well, I think the reason is mostly due to the fact that by the age of 16, most American men have seen more naked women in their lifetime than in all other generations of their bloodline combined. So when you have this ability just to see what you want from a woman immediately with literally 11 strokes of a keypad, where's the incentive to go and actually hunt and actually get the trophy, which is the wife? Most men quit too easy just because it's that easy nowadays. Now, me personally, I treat dating and I treat politics the same exact way. I don't treat it like a game that you can just put down and quit anytime you want. You know, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not going to shake, rattle, and roll at the slightest inconvenience, you know? It's not a game to me. It's a
grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding, grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding. Kissing babies and shaking hands is what I've been doing all across this land, from Portland, Oregon, all the way to Portland, Maine. Sometimes I just want to sit back and rest my brain. It gets tiring on the road 24 hours a day, wondering if it's gonna work and if it's gonna pay. To be flapping my lips like a loose hooker in the bed, should I just give up now or should I shoot myself dead? Those are the thoughts running through my mind, but I dismiss them and I just get back to the grind because I got too much to gain and not enough to lose. God woke me up today, so why am I singing the blues? I gotta focus on today and not the future outcome, so I'll keep myself busy and just record this album, so when I win, these tracks are the music that will bump. So until then, my life is kinda just like a dry hump, cause it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding, grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding. My strategy is wise, don't call me Confucius. I'm campaigning from Salem, Oregon to Massachusetts. I'm going state to state just like college baseball. I haven't been playing nice, I've been playing hard ball, pitching myself to every man, woman, and child, and every eligible voter within a country mile. Cause it's time for me to take a swing, it's my time at bat, and just like stealing a base, I'm never ever going back. Cause America's my team and I just can't let them down, and now I'm have to pick between two freaking clowns. One wearing all red and one wearing all blue. America's like Compton in 1992. People are picking different sides just like a coin flipping. When their side loses, you know everybody flips, but I got strength under me, I ain't a flip-flop, and I hope my campaign won't be a gigantic flop. That's why I grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding, grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding. Flows go over your head like a military chopper. If you try to kill me, I got a military chopper. I don't want to use, I just really want to live in peace. But I ain't afraid to defend myself and have you rest in peace. It gets tedious getting death threats on the daily, but I love America like Marshall loves Haley. So I take it on the chin like a gay Jay Leno. Will I ever quit politics? That's an N-O. There's not a C-H-A-N-C-E that anybody will be better than me at debating, because you know I'm a master and I'll turn them pale in the face just like plaster when I trap them in a corner with their hypocrisy. I mean no disrespect, I'm just saving democracy, so you should just back down like you're going to sleep. But unlike my campaign, I can never go to sleep cause it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding, grind, it's a grind, it's a grind, it's a grail. Grind, it's a grind, it's a grinding, grinding. Oh, I just want to say I'm sorry if I ever feel tired or seem tired to y'all. It's really hard trying to make a better nation when everyone's against you, you know? It's just, I wish you could understand, but it's hard.
Okay, Mr. Fawcett, I'm going to be honest with you. You insult your fellow politicians, saying that they're only using the Latinos for their votes. You're saying that they're all trigger happy, ready to go to a nuclear war. Honestly, who the hell do you think you are?
First off, don't get feisty with me. Second, who do I think I am? I believe I'm it. I'm him. I am one of one. I am getting better day by day. I am becoming the American politician America needs.
Well, here's my problem. You say that you're getting better and better every day, but I have honestly been keeping track of you, and you have been doing relatively the same thing for the last couple of years. What do you have to say about that?
You want to choke me out the way you're coming for my neck, but I don't like domination, so please show respect to the 2036 candidate, Leland King. But don't put a crown on my head because that is not my thing. I would much rather just be elected and respected than be unelected and every day have to be protected by a couple of armed guards with spears or guns. If we're all running in the same race, at least keep it fun. But that's the main difference between me and my opponents. They want to be the whole board, they just don't want to be a component in this computer of a nation. They don't want to be a chip, but those are the same kind of captains who don't go down with the ship. So I'ma give you some advice. I'ma give you a little tip. Don't go voting for someone who's shooting completely from the hip and claiming they'll get everything right completely off the rip, because those are the same people who swim completely naked. They'll just dip. Let me answer the question that you first asked. How do you keep getting better? Well, I'm glad you asked. I keep getting better like a broken leg in a cast, cause I left all my childish mannerisms up in the past. I don't do name calling or making fun of faces. I'm more concerned with honor now and winning races. I hate opponents with dark intentions like I'm racist, and I bring a beating with my message just like a bassist. So you could say I'm staying stagnant like a stalagmite, but Fawcette's dripping on you from above like a stalactite. And I wouldn't want to embarrass you like the 09 VMAs, but I'll tailor my style to swiftly have you carried away without shedding political blood like the UFC. All my opponents want beef, but they're chickens like KFC, and they don't want to be slaughtered because I'm their greatest fear. A candidate that gets better day by day and year by year. Ha! So there we are. I'm just improving myself every single year like a good political candidate, like a good man in general. You know, you're supposed to improve with time, you know? So I'm becoming a pretty good guy.
Don't you think it's a bit contradictory to say you're not going to name call your opponents and then call them all chickens in the same song?
No, I don't. Because usually animals don't have feelings nor morals, so I don't feel like I've reneged on my own words.
That's not the way I see it, honestly. But we'll give it a couple of years to see if you're still the boyish candidate you are today. Now, I hate to ask this question, but we have a rather important inquiry to ask of you. However, I must warn you, this question, it's gonna divide a lot of Americans.
Okay, ask away. Have you not heard all my answers to the previous questions? I'm pretty sure I can handle this with flying colors.
Now, the question we want to ask you. We've talked a lot about foreign threats to America, but in your eyes, Mr. Leland King Fawcette, what's the biggest domestic threat to America?
Excuse me, bud, I'll say this as nicely as I can, but the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans, and they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, excuse me, bud, I'll say this as nicely as I can, but the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans, and they think, you know what, let's just talk some sense into them. Way up in the Rockies, I ain't talking about Balboa. They ain't afraid to constrict your life. I ain't talking about a boa. If you go to Wyoming, Idaho, or Montana, they live a double life like Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana. They're all shaped like squares, but they sure do know how to get around on the internet and research what is really going down out there in Washington. I'm talking Easton, D.C., but they're so disconnected from reality like they deceived, claiming the Chinese is overwatching them like like they are made. That's why they pay in cash and don't have credit to this day. But their paranoia is unneeded. Their life is so lackluster. The last time they bought something risky was a porno from Blockbuster. Excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, they wouldn't be a danger if they just kept to themselves. But they feel like they have to spread misinformation and help the general population to open up their third eye. Don't you know Barack Obama's actually married to a guy? What's the problem if Michelle is actually a man? It'll affect absolutely no one across this land. Plus, gay marriage has been legal for years at this point. Am I supposed to be shocked? I really don't see your point. I think you would be more concerned with government propaganda, cause you claim the world isn't all black and white just like a panda. But instead you're concerned if Adam's real name is Amanda. If you're not fighting the system, you should just shut up like Miranda, cuz. Excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, the line between cautious and crazy is a thick one. Forget being hard-headed, most of them just have a thick one because they don't listen to reason. And the only thing that's harder than speaking sense into them is the quality of their water that they drink directly from the well that they dug in their yard, because they think it's better than drinking fluoride in the hard chemicals they put in the water to make us all stupid, and then wonder why they fall ill with cholera like they got shot by Cupid's arrow in the bone marrow. Now they act like Jack Sparrow, acquiring gold and silver like a pharaoh with dinero, claiming when the world ends, cash will be worthless and dumb. But literally no one can tell the difference between silver and aluminum. So, excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, excuse me, but I'll say this as nicely as I can. But the greatest threat to us is those crazy Americans who live up in the Rocky Mountains and eat food out of cans. And they think germs are gonna kill them, so they don't wash their hands. So, now this isn't meant to like discount anyone who actually believes the government's trying to kill us, because, you know, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say if you deny just basic science, bro, like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Now, usually when we ask candidates that question, we get the typical, white supremacy, gun violence, yada yada, but no, you went down this absolute rabbit hole about those Rocky Mountain hillbilly people.
Well, yeah, I mean, genuinely, they are an actual threat to American society. They just spread around false information that can just be solved with basic science. I understand, they probably sometimes read things on the internet, like, oh, the pyramids were built by the Illuminati or something, and that's crazy conspiracy theories, whatever, they can believe that. But when you deny basic science, like, oh, gravity isn't 9.81 meters a second, I can actually fly, that's when I have to actually classify you as a danger, Guns, I'd give a 3-year-old a gun. As long as it's not loaded, he can't hurt no one with it. Fentanyl, as long as as long as you take a small amount, you're not going to die from it. White supremacy is not really that much of an issue, but those science-denying hillbilly people, oh God, Lord have mercy, I would throw them in a camp if I could. Now, are you really going to be mad at me for just expressing, what my genuine answer was and not the cookie-cutter solution that every other political candidate gives?
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just shocked that you broke out of the stereotypical political candidate mold that 99% of people that we interview answer.
And I'm honestly flattered by your disbelief and willingness to hear me out because it proves that I'm not crazy, you know? Like all these other candidates, listen, it's like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship when it comes to politics, right? If this nation just wants a boyfriend that's gonna lie to her, you know, tell her she looks beautiful when she really looks like a piece of garbage, you know, and just tell her white lies, you can go with those other candidates. But if you want a guy that's actually going to tell you, hey, babe, you're not healthy right now, I can make you better, that's why you come to me, you know? I can make it better for you, America. And see, I don't really take too kindly to you giving me these pre-selected questions that I know have a pre-selected answer you're trying to make me say, especially with the what is your most domestic terror thing. I can see what you're doing.
Whoa. Do not be putting words in my mouth, Mr. Fawcett. I am not trying to get you to say anything. Listen, however you want to answer the questions is up to you.
Oh, really now? I've seen the other candidates that you've, interviewed in the past, and it just seems to me like you want me to cross myself and make myself look like a gigantic idiot, like Hitler 2.0.
Sir, I don't need to do anything to make you look like a gigantic asshole and idiot.
Okay.
You're doing that fine enough yourself.
I'm glad that you said it, okay? Listen, no matter what you say, I'm going to make this country better because I truly love her. Love, and I can make it better for you. All day and all night, say love, and I can make it better for you. I can't even hit that note. First you gotta understand that I am not an average man. My opponents don't got a plan, but me, I've gone across this land, spreading a message up your hope, speaking to masses like the Pope to truly capture the full scope on how real Americans cope with government incompetence. I'm here to raise the confidence. I know it sounds like common sense, but most candidates now are dense and really won't know what to do if power's given to their crew. That's why I came out of the blue to make it better for all you. So love, and I can make it better for you. All day and all night, say love, and I can make it better for you. Babe, don't vote for other dudes, cuz. And I know just what to do, cause I know what you have been through. You've been through a ton of neglect. I think we know the prime suspect blames your actions and not themselves. I think it's time that they got shelved. Those senators don't treat you right. They want control like the far right. They're undermining all your rights, yet they think they're still in the right when they claim they don't see your plight. That really makes me wanna fight for a land whose future is bright as long as you vote for me, alright? Love, and I can make it better for you. All day and all night, say love, and I can make it better for you.
Now, Mr. Fawcett, if you're going to get confrontational, the door is right over there.
Whoa. I'm not getting confrontational. I'm just defending those I love, you know? It's almost like me making jokes about your fat pig of a wife, you know? Like,
whoa, sir, this is not about me. This is about you. Hey, at least I have a wife. You're trying to fuck both girls and dudes. You're so fucking desperate.
Okay. I may be desperate for men and women. I may be desperate for a lot of people. But the one thing I'm not desperate for is this nation of mine. I just can't have you keep bashing her and bashing her and bashing her like
Hold
this.
on, this is not your nation, all right? You are not the president, and God help us, we hope it doesn't happen.
Oh, I hope it happens, because you want to know why? At least I'll treat this place with some decency and some respect. Some of these other politicians out here couldn't even wipe their shoes on the floor mat in front of their house, let alone know how to clean up this nation.
You're talking about respect? You literally went on a 3-minute rant about Chinese women driving.
Okay. And they need to respect the fact that I have that right underneath the Constitution. And you need to respect the fact that I'm going to be staying here and making her better. Love, and I can make it better for you. All day and all night, say love, and I can make it better for you. And that, kids, is why you're never gonna hear me sing on 99.9% of the tracks I produce, because oh my goodness, I need some vocal lessons or something. All right. All right.
Now, throughout this entire interview, you've claimed to somehow know how you can make it better and just shitting on your opponents the entire time. You're really starting to sound like a total know-it-all. In fact, you've claimed to be a know-it-all during this interview. Now, sir, I truly, really want to ask you this question. Are there any issues with the current administration that they are sleeping on, something they're doing wrong? Anything at all?
Yeah, I can think of one.
It's time for you to leave students alone and stop giving them predatory amounts of student loans. They're the reason they're in debt and simply can't afford a home. So I suggest it's time for you to forgive all student loans. So,
You know, a wise man once said, never confuse education with intelligence. And I live by those words, because you have to be an absolute moron to use the American education system. Government, it's time for you to leave students alone and stop giving them predatory amounts of student loans. They're the reason they're in debt and simply can't afford a home. So I suggest it's time for you to forgive all student loans. So, government, it's time for you to leave students alone and stop giving them predatory amounts of student loans. They're the reason they're in debt and simply can't afford a home. So I suggest it's time for you to forgive all student loans. So, when Biden got elected, he said he'd sign it quick, but the only paper that he's stroking is the one on his dick. And once he throws away the tissue and comes to his senses, he all but forgets about American student expenses. Now, usually I wouldn't fault a freaking geriatric for forgetting something, but then he pulled all of these theatrics promising us something, then reneging quickly on the deal. Oh, but give Ukraine $100 billion, that's no big deal, huh? That don't make no sense, just like a Muslim eating bacon. Our financial freedom as Americans is being taken by the Treasury, who heavily gave out all the salary to pay for the college educations. Now they're gonna tell on me by telling the IRS that I am not gonna pay. Then they go seizing my property and garnishing my pay. And all this started because I simply wanted education, but this sad story is a normal one across this nation. So I implore you, before you submit your college application, do you really need that education to build an application? I don't think so. All you need is the Google application, some time, some effort, and a whole ton of application. Ha! Government, it's time for you to leave students alone and stop giving them predatory amounts of student loans. They're the reason they're in debt and simply can't afford a home. So I suggest it's time for you to forgive all student loans. So, government, it's time for you to leave students alone and stop giving them predatory amounts of student loans. They're the reason they're in debt and simply can't afford a home. So I suggest it's time for you to forgive all student loans. So,
All right, Mr. Fawcett, the interview is coming to a close, and I think we've gotten to know you pretty good and your horrible plans for the 2036 election. However, I'm going to go a little bit off script here. I want to give you one last shot, one last thing that you want to say, completely candid and completely unscripted. Is there anybody that you want to call out? Anything that you want to say in particular?
absolutely.
All right, then let's hear it. The floor is yours.
I like my pussy like I like my Mormon neighborhood all white. I like my house in D.C. just like my Mormon neighbors all white. In 2036, when I win the election, better watch out. I won't need to bust out a rollie for you fuckers to watch out. It ain't gonna be a pretty picture like a shaking camera, but you won't be able to touch this like my name's MC Hammer. So I must ask you a question like you're cosplaying Top Gear. How are you gonna handle the gunfight when I bring out the Top Gear? I swear to God, I got more guns in the fucking military. I'll send you one direction when my style of combat gets hairy. I'm not talking reckless, and no, I'm not talking British, but your teeth will look English as soon as my beating is finished. You know I got too much to say, just like a liberal at a protest. And when I win the election, you know haters gonna protest. And just like the 2020 riots, there's gonna be some violence, so I'll make them invoke their Fifth Amendment and turn them silent. They're not gonna be able to stand up like a female pissing, but you know I'll leave them like Gabby Petito. They go missing in the woods of fucking Wyoming or even Idaho. Last time I dated a bitch from there, I almost married the hoe. I don't know when to stop, just like the fucking rate of inflation, but I'll be spreading my message like AIDS in the 90s throughout the nation. My expectations for myself are high like the sky, so I attend the Electoral College. I'm its greatest alumni. Sorry, just had to get that out my system. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah. I am from the north, but you know things can just go south as soon as I hear an inferior politician running his mouth. I'll make him red like a Republican or fucking Clifford. I'll hit him in his head and turn him retarded, just like Gabby Gifford. Like I'm a house divided against itself. I cannot stand a man who's too afraid of fighting hand to hand for his land. And if he don't wanna fight, I'll leave way more than a bruise. I'll riddle him up and down in Florida like Nicholas
Chris Cruz. Hold up, treat me like Joe Schwartz, just let me catch my breath. Okay, back to the beat. I also keep my knee on their necks. I'm not letting up, just like Soccer in the fucking Great Depression. When I listen to my opponent's policies, I get Great Depression. All their policies are empty like a liberal's uterus. Your policies are ass. I think I should just call you gluteus. Not because you're so behind the polls like a stripper hiding. You're shady at gaining voters. So who exactly are you guiding? I really don't have a clue, like a terrible detective, but I'll change America's vision for the future like some corrective lenses you get prescribed at the damn optometrist. I can't stomach today's America, gastroenterologist, so you better cough up 2036 just like a hairball, or you pussies will be thrown out of the field just like a fair ball. I'm not saying your career will end up being a home run. I mean, when I get on the field, you will not jog, you will home run.
All right, yeah, man, this interview's over. All right, it's time for you to go. Get out of here, man.
What?
Get out. Get out.
What are you doing?
Security. Get out. Get the hell out of here now. Go.
Hey, this is my interview, you
Get out. Go.
motherfucker! You just can't do this to me! Are you fucking kidding me? You'll be hearing from my lawyers!
And that was 60 Minutes, everybody, with the future candidate for the 2036 presidential election, Leland King Fawcette.